Hello, everybody. And, oh, the audio capture thing's not working. Why is the audio capture? Oh, it is working. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Dice by the Sword. I hope that you're all doing well. It is Sunday. We are kicking off the next installment of Nyxalia and Aetherbound Saga before I go on holiday. And, yeah, you're left with this lot. When I say this lot, I mean this lot. Say hi, guys.
Hi guys.
Love that. Love that. How are you all? You okay?
Super duper.
Living the dream.
Love that. Love that. Now and then 64. Hello, hello. Hope you're doing well on this Sunday evening. So before we get into our usual segment of Dungeons and Dragons, we have some very important announcements to get through. So if you were here last week, you'll know that we have launched a new piece of merchandise, which is the Mind Over Matter t-shirt, which is showing here on your screens for your viewing pleasure. It's lovely. It is a design by Luke, but we all helped by doing absolutely nothing and taking all the credit for it as well. Yeah, head over to the merch store. You're going to be able to find all of our merchandise. And if you want to support us by buying some, that'd be really cool. Also, if you haven't already signed up to all our social media platforms, then what the fuck is wrong with you? No, I'm joking. You'll find us on all of them. So YouTube, we're on Facebook, Insta, we're on TikTok, we're on Threads, Blue Sky, we're on all of them. So if you want to keep up to date with all the latest Dice by the Sword things, then go ahead over to your most frequented social media platform, search Dice by the Sword, you'll find our lovely faces, and then there's lots of content on there. You rated me last week, so hey dude, thanks very much. I hope your session last week was cool. As I've said, we are on YouTube. There hasn't been an upload last week because obviously we always work a weekend in advance, so last week's session will launch this week. Our weekly sessions on a Sunday that we live stream are broken down into two lovely bite-sized chunks, the first half and the second half of our sessions. First half releasing on Tuesday, the second on a Thursday, so it's a lot easier to digest if you have got very little time to do so. And if you've got even less time than that, then don't you worry, we've got you covered with our Once Upon a Roll segments. These are lovely ASMR-type bedtime stories that recap our sessions weekly, and they release on Fridays on YouTube. We have got plans to release these in podcast form in the future, so keep your eyes and ears peeled because there will be Dice by the Sword in podcast form. So if you want to listen to us rather than seeing our beautiful faces, then it's understandable, but that'll come later. That'll come later. If you want to support the channel, then there is plenty of different ways you could do that. You can do that by buying some of the merchandise. You can join our Patreon, or you can hit that subscribe button down below. The cheapest option would be the subscribe button, I believe. And again, it could be cheaper still, because if you pay for Amazon Prime, then you can link it to Twitch, and then you don't have to pay at all. And once per month, you get a free subscription, and you can use it here. And that also supports us and lets us kind of develop this, and kind of everything we get, we kind of put back into our production. So yes, cool. Things to come in the future. Well, this is the last episode of Arc 1 of the Nyxalia campaign. This arc was called The Shadow of Ironshade, and this is the final episode in that arc. And then we're going to be jumping into something really exciting next week. Dan, do you want to tell everybody about that?
Yeah, sure, why not? So next week, it's because Dan is going off to do whatever he does with his free time. We don't ask questions, he doesn't tell us. It's a good relationship. Me, Charlie, and Joe, not in that order, will be doing a 3-part campaign where each of us will take a role as DM each week to give you something a little different, a little fun, a little interesting, and it's something we can hang on to and keep in the background. It'll be a very fun. We are calling it Rift Together. And if you want to see what we can do without Dan getting in the way, then I suggest you come here and see what it's like when everything is just really unchained.
Am I the problem? I feel like I'm the problem.
I mean,
We do not answer questions.
So if you want to check out what that is all about, then that will be live streamed on our usual slot next Sunday evening. But there is a sneak peek on Instagram right now and on TikTok right now, I believe. So if you go on those platforms and have a look at our latest content, you're going to see a little bit of a teaser. We're trying not to give too much away and kind of dangle that carrot a little bit, because we want as many people here next week to kind of watch that. So if you have friends and family who like D&D or tabletop RPGs, then send them our way. And then when I get back from doing the thing that nobody asked questions about, we actually have something really, really fun planned. We have been in the thralls of planning over the last 2 weeks, because we are heading to... Where, Charlie?
We're going to the UK Games Expo. We're going to be there for the whole weekend. We're going to be doing such fantastic things. I'm going to be DMing a Nyxalia one-shot during the day that people can come and join in. Myself and a couple of other people like Dan and things like that are going to be DMing a dragon hunting one-shot kind of thing in collaboration with UKG, which is really exciting. We've got loads of interviews we're going to be doing. We've got loads of things we're going to be doing just on the floor, so we can come and sort of schmooze and go and see everybody, and it's going to be a really fantastic weekend.
Hell yeah.
29th of May to the 2nd of June at Birmingham's NEC.
Hell yeah. And if you live near Birmingham, or like Now and Then 64 says live in Birmingham, then head over to the UK Games Expo, because we have lots and lots planned that weekend. And to give you guys a little sneak peek as to something we may or may not have confirmed this week, but we will be interviewing the one and only Luke Gygax, the son of the creator of Dungeons and Dragons, the guy who forward and heads Gary Con. We will be having a sit-down interview with Luke Gygax at some point over that weekend. We have some cool things planned with No Rolls Barred. I'm taking part in a Dummies and Dragons quiz show with Modified Roll Britannia. We've got Lou from Of Dice and Them. Yeah, there's a load of cool stuff happening that weekend. Plus, we're going to be there. So what's cooler than that, right?
Yeah.
Hell yes.
I can imagine
tickets are still
half of the
available.
people.
Tickets are still available. Go buy your tickets now.
Do it. And
chat.
then, further into the future, we have potentially some more irons in the fire. We have got some open conversations about other conventions later on in the year as well. We're not going to release too much information about that just yet, but we will be going to Dragon Meet at the end of November. We have some cool things planned there as well, and we're in conversation with them about what we can do there, but you might see us doing a little bit of a live show there, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes. We also have some other cool one-shots planned throughout the year, and we also have some collaborations that are going to be coming towards the middle and end of the summer. Also, in May, I will be DMing a game in Elverston, which is just outside of Derby. So I will be running a game at D&D in Elverston Castle. Tickets are available on 7th City. So if you type into Google 7th City, the tickets are available. Now, it's an all-day session of D&D in a castle. You pay £50 for a ticket, and you get one of the best DMs on the planet if you go to their table. Also, I'm DMing a game there as well, so, you know, I'll be there. But yeah, if
you're all right too.
Yeah.
Possible. Yeah.
Okay.
You will get an adequate game of Dungeons and Dragons in a cool castle.
I mean, the castle, I live there. It's not great, but it's nice. It's nice enough.
Castle's more of a shack, but you know, we'll dress it up. We'll set dress it. It'll be great.
Have you seen The Hills of Eyes?
Yeah.
No, theater of
Ding,
mind.
ding, 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 ding.
I don't want to do that.
Yeah, but no, Dan's great. He's going to be...
That's great. It'll be great. You'll have a great
Good
time.
guy. Great guy.
I don't want to do this anymore. It isn't actually a castle, it's my house, but I kind of put you in theatre of the mind and describe it as a castle as we walk through. But yeah, there's loads and loads of stuff happening this year. But I just want to say before I do go on holiday for the next 3 weeks that this is the end of this arc. It has been a fantastic arc. We want you guys to kind of interact with us a little bit more. So if you can send us memes on socials, tag us in posts, Anything that you can do to help support us, we would be greatly appreciative. We are trying to grow this channel. We want to kind of get to, you know, a very high point within the next couple of years, and we can only do that with your support. So tell your friends, tell your family, bring them in, you know, tie your nan to a chair, make a watch every Sunday, do all that kind of fun stuff, you know. Make people come and watch us, because we, other than people like telling me I'm not very good, we do play some really good D&D at times, and it's really fun.
Whoa. None of us said not very good. We said adequate.
Yeah, passable.
Yeah. Listen.
Imposter syndrome, sorry. Right. Shall we actually do the D&D thing, though? Because I feel like we've waffled for a while, haven't we? So let's play some D&D.
Woohoo!
So, if you guys haven't already, then this is the time to go and grab a drink and get yourself settled down, pull up that cozy blanket that you've got, and get ready for a fun-filled night of D&D as we dive into tonight's episode of Dice by the Sword.
The long road to adventure is never paved so clean. Spells and fists are sometimes used, others make a scene. So grab your gear, the game's begun. A tale of triumph for everyone. One roll can go and seal your fate. A crit or fail, it's never too late. Blades and spells, the dice decide. Hold your breath, it's a wild ride. We come together every week to see where we will go. And when we strike, you bet your life will crush our evil foes. We're adventurers. Ancient fiends will cast them out. We're adventurers. You'll never have any doubt. Dungeon delving, monster chasing, finding a hidden hoard. Just remember who we are. We're Dice by the Sword. Dice by the Sword.
Last time on Dice by the Sword. There are moments in a hero's journey where time seems to pause, where the clash of swords and the thunder of destiny gives way to stillness, the choice to change. And in the stillness beyond death, Ulrich stood beneath the vast boughs of the World Tree, its roots sprawling into the stars, its trunk splitting reality itself. Before him loomed the Giantkin, ageless guardians of the veil between life and death. His time, they said, was done, and yet Ulrich was not. To return, he would have to face the labyrinth. 4 chambers, each a test of who he truly was. Through honor, sacrifice, courage, and resolve, he forged a path back, but not unchanged. When he awoke, the Giantkin named him the Wanderer and warned him that his return is only temporary. When his work is done, so too must his life follow. Slipping into the realm of dreams, Peanuts drifted into the veil, her mind brushing too close to powers that sleep uneasy, and in that place between places, she was pulled into the grasps of Vixandra, a shadow from her past. But the meeting was not violent, it was a warning. Peanut was meddling with forces she did not yet understand, and if she wasn't careful, she would shatter the veil and let something unspeakable through. You are not ready, Vixandra whispered. Not yet. Peanut awoke breathless almost, cheese sitting silently on her chest, seemingly staring into her soul. The reunited party pressed deeper into Blackfall and into Varric Bloodscale's office, where secrets waited for them. There they uncovered a cache of gold, a crimson ledger that named nobles funding the Ironshade Consortium and spoke of hidden shipments and a crimson signet. But more than that, they found a weapon, a prototype, the Aether Flare, a gun powered by the very magic of the Aether Heart itself. Then, as the group headed to meet Torrin at the entrance to the quarry, the world shifted. Drawn into a pocket of shadow between worlds, the party met once more with the cloaked figure from the road. Calrian, an agent of a secretive order. He thanked them for disrupting the consortium's plans and warned that the Aether Heart's power was drawing dangerous attention. There are others in distant lands who would tear the world open for its magic. And so the heroes turned home. Not to rest, but to reflect. The road to Whistlestone stretched before them, and with them walked 400 freed souls, survivors of Blackfall Quarry's horrors. But peace was not so easily won. An arrow, silent and sharp, struck the side of the cart, and wrapped around it a letter. A letter seemingly addressed to Yarrow, inked with elegant yet venomous care, issuing a warning that their past was not done with them, even as they step into the future. At last, the weary caravan rolled into Whistlestone, the gates wide, the bells ringing. The town was alive, alive with hope. Survivors were embraced, children wept in the arms of their mothers thought long lost, and as the dust settled, Mayor Eliza Harrowbrook stepped forward, offering the party not just thanks, but a home. A place to rest. For now. The sun stands high in the sky, casting golden beams across the battered landscape. The wheels of the cart creak softly over the gravel path into Whistlestone. Its familiar stone walls and idle watchtowers wrapped in early spring's quiet thaw. Change is in the air. You draw the cart towards the centre of town, into the town square itself. And as you do, and the procession of survivors follows, you see them. You see people. Hundreds of them. Beginning to line the roads. Farmers, children, elders, a silent crowd at first. A kind of hush that carries reverence or disbelief. Their eyes widen as they begin to recognize faces. Faces among the rescued. A daughter, a husband, a sister long thought dead. And then the first shout erupts. That's them! They made it! Yes! And as that cheer explodes like a wave, dozens of villagers run forward. Some laughing, some weeping, some collapsing to their knees as they clutched loved ones in their arms. Children are lifted, names are screamed, hands outstretched towards you. You've come home. As more than adventurers. You've come home as heroes. Oric, as you take in this sight, a young girl, human girl, about 7, 8 years old, blonde, dirty blonde hair, simple cotton and a tunic on, rushes towards the cart to where you're sat at the back, reaches up, and in her hands you see a necklace of braided straw. She places it over your neck. My mum said that you were strong. Strong as a tree, she said. Oh. Yes.
I wouldn't say I'm anything particularly that special, but Thank you. Oh, you appreciate
Oh.
this.
I think you're special. You're my hero. And she begins to like race back off to her mum. And as she departs, Octavius, as you begin to step off the back of the cart, somebody grabs your wrist and almost kind of turns you. And then you see an elderly dwarven man goes and looks you dead in the eye. My boy was down there, and you brought him home. I owe you my life. Thank you.
It's been a pleasure, an honor to do so. And he like pulls his hand away just a little bit.
Peanut, Geralt, you both notice a halfling couple of meters away from the side of the car embrace each other, sobbing, whispering as the male halfling looks towards you and just mouths towards you without even looking at you directly, just overwhelmed. Crowd of people gather, all cheering. You see the mayor stood a few paces away from the cart as to not try to overwhelm you and rush you, but is kind of stood, arms crossed, smile half cocked on her face, waiting.
As Ulrich sort of last the procession, watching those who weren't necessarily in bed with the idea of being a hero or having people give them thanks and all those kind of things, just very wearily smiling as he watched Octavius and Korik being thanked and given dues, and sort of watching that heroic kind of energy come over everyone. He stands a little bit and just the wagon sort of tilts ever so slightly as he sort of hauls himself off the back of the wagon and looks to all of them and says, "See, this is why we do what we do. See these people, all of their lives now brought back to being..." Why did I go German there for a second?
I don't know. No
That was
idea.
old. That was a really old. This
weird,
is
man.
why, yeah, no, been there before. This is why we do what we do. This is what our destiny is, especially for you, Octavius, the hero, as he gives you like a small sort of shoulder nudge with his fist.
I still have to, get that name to stuck. Besides, one deed is not enough to be called a hero.
Well, it's the
But I get
start of,
I got a feeling it's not going to be the last one.
I mean, if you're going to stay with us, it's definitely not going to be the last one. You're going to be doing heroic things for a good while longer yet, I think.
Can't wait.
Yeryl's going to move over to sort of help Ulrich, but as she goes past Octavius, she's just going to squeeze his shoulder and sort of whisper slightly to him, "Octavius the hero, starting to live up to that name of yours." And she's just going to walk over to Ulrich and put his arm round her shoulder and just support him and just sort of give Octavius a bit of a wink and move along.
Okay. As you all gather, the mayor steps towards you. Well, when I sent you after them, I prayed to the gods that they'd grant you strength. It wasn't strength, though, was it? You came back with hope itself. You've done something that no one else could. You broke the chains of the consortium itself, the chains that were forged around our people, and for that... And you see she begins to reach into her coat. And she pulls out small iron key with a blue ribbon tied round it. You have a home. You have a home here. It's on the edge of town, and it's yours for as long as you need it. Should you ever wish to lay down your swords and spells, you'll always have a hearth here. You belong in Whistlestone, and we'll be glad to have you.
You honor us with such kindness. We did what we felt we needed to do, and it is hard, but it was necessary, and we would be happy to lay down the first of our roots here.
She kneels down, grabs your hand, Peanut, turns it over and places the key in your hand and kind of like curls your fingers over the key and just goes, "That's for saving them."
Thank you. My bad.
Yarrow is going to just sort of make sure Oric can just steady himself for a second.
Yeah.
And she's just going to stand up and take Eliza's hands in hers. Sort of gently squeeze, just sort of say, "I know we did not see eye to eye, and we came to cross before we left. But this is how we rebuild. We set aside our past, and we build a new future. Take this second chance and make it beautiful. Make it just, and make it true. You won't get a second chance again. So make sure you are wise, you are listening to your town, and you're listening to your heart." And squeeze her hand and sort of slightly bow, and then go back and support Oric again.
As you begin to pull away, she kind of grasps your hands and looks you dead in the eye, Errol, and goes, "No, we didn't at first. But you can't start a landslide without pushing the first rock. And it was the push I needed. So thank you. You have all reignited the very heart of me. And I will do right by these people. I hope that you stay a while. All of you. Rest, recuperate, but we could also use some more help. Just getting us back onto our feet. But before we go any further, the Game Master Eric and all of the raiders, welcome into Dice by the Sword.
Hello.
Thank you so
Hello,
much for the
raiders.
raid.
Hello there.
We hope that your session has been wonderful. You are joining us right at the start of ours, so welcome in. There is lots to do. Lots to do here. These people need help. They need... Yeah. They need a lot of help. Anything you can do to help them would be greatly appreciated. But like I said, there is a small house on the edge of town that we've prepared for you. Make use of it. It is yours for however long you need it. At the end of the week, we are planning to celebrate. We are going to celebrate this town, but more importantly, what you have done. It is our way. It is our custom. We need to celebrate after dark and horrible times. To usher in the spring.
I definitely support this idea. I think we definitely need to get the tables into the squares, get the kegs open, get the meat in the, get some long overdue rest before we start to... I will show you all how the Goliaths dance.
Is he okay?
I died.
What?
He's fine. Hey, no,
It's a long
It's a very
story.
long story. He's just
Yeah.
very tired. He's been a bit battered and bruised, but he'll be okay. We are looking forward to this merriment. We're honored by joining in this beautiful town and seeing it bloom again, and seeing it come back to what it was, seeing Whistlestone shine once more.
He can't help himself but just saying, like, you didn't want to almost kill her.
I know.
Can't help it.
I know. We're
That's
past
fine.
that now. We're past that now. All is forgiven. Forgiveness is a lesson we must all learn along the way. Myself, everybody. But we've learned it now, and it is a just and joyous lesson to learn and to recover from. So,
Yeah, what you tell yourself?
They wanted
Yes.
to hurt us?
Peanut.
I just wanted to ask, is there gonna be any cake?
Oh, yes.
Very good question.
In fact, we have some of the world's best cake.
Feels like
And-
lights out.
Same.
You know what, Peanut?
Ah.
I'm going to get them to make one just for you.
Can you do one with my face on it?
We will certainly
cake.
try.
Or cheese. You could put one with cheese's face if a chicken.
You know, I have heard in Verdantia they do make a cake of cheese, I believe. Though it's not actual cheese, they just call it a cheese cake, but it isn't actually
No.
cheese.
No. This is cheese.
Jesus, our
No,
chick,
that's a
yeah.
chicken.
No, yeah, but his name is cheese.
Oh.
And you
I can see
put
how this has got
cheese's
very
face.
confusing. Look,
Yes.
I
Nah.
have
We'll leave the
quite a bit that
details later.
I need to
Yes,
attend
of
to.
course.
If there's anything
Sure.
that you guys need, by all means, you know where I am. Town is yours. Do as you may.
Thank you so much.
And she
Yes.
kind of bows, head low, and kind of rises and just kind of claps her hands together and begins to direct townsfolk in the direction of the tavern, also the temple and things like that.
As she claps, you see her go. Thinking applause was about to start. It's like, no, okay.
Stay with me, buddy. Stay with me. We've got this. We're gonna go for
Oh
a
my
lie
god,
down
we're
in
losing
the-
him again!
Ale. An ale is on its way,
then
my
come
friend.
on.
Just hang on a little bit longer. The formalities are nearly over.
Okay, so leaving you all in the town square next to your cart, what would you like to do?
Immediately, we're going to try and find somewhere for Ulrich to sit down, and I can try and administer some health for him and look after
It's-
him.
Okay, do you
Perhaps
guys
we
want to
should
head to the home that you've just been given?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes,
Yeah,
please.
yeah. Let's go to.
Please let
let's
it
go
be
to
a
our new
mansion.
little house. Yes.
I would rather be
Okay.
a castle.
Yeah, I need a bed. I need a soft bed.
I need 5 bedrooms, a bathroom of my own.
A pantry of cookies.
I
So,
feel like the town is not the place where you would normally find a
a
castle.
mansion. Yeah, well,
Oh,
it
yeah.
is not.
Maybe
It-
you
Special
don't know.
one.
You guys head towards the the southeastern edge of Whistlestone, just where the cobbled roads begin to meet the winding path towards the outer farmlands. And here, standing tall, is Hearthwatch Hall. Its stone base is thick and sturdy, mortared by hands long gone, etched faintly with dwarven runes for stability and luck. The upper floor is timber-framed, the wood darkened by age, but lovingly maintained, it seems, recently patched and reinforced by townsfolk. There's a small garden that wraps around the side, overgrown a little, but still vibrant. Early spring flowers bloom defiantly through the soil. Violet, witch's tooth, lantern ivy, and there is a young maple tree that rises at the back, just brushing the second floor windows. A modest porch sits before the oaken door, its roof supported by carved wooden beams, one shaped like a griffin mid-pounce, and the other shaped like a serpent eating its own tail. And there's a small wind chime made of glass and tin that sings gently in the breeze. And beneath it, affixed with 4 iron nails, is a bronze plaque. that reads Hearthwatch Hall for those who guard the flame of hope. At night, a lantern above the door will slowly glow blue, lit with a flickering everlight crystal. It never dims.
Clues in the name.
We should take that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's a lamp, dude. Like, man, it's a lamp.
Is that for later?
You step in, you open the door into warm stillness, like the house itself has been waiting for you. The main room is the hearth room. A large stone hearth dominates the western wall, blackened from years of faithful use, and above it hangs an iron crest of a phoenix rising from flame, like the sigil of the former owner, likely the sigil of its former owner, perhaps. It crackles now with fresh firewood set earlier in anticipation of your arrival. There is a sofa. It's soft but aged, and it sits near the hearth with patched arms. There is a small round table that rests in the center of the room, surrounded by mismatched wooden chairs. Shelves line the walls, half filled with books, strange wooden carvings, and dusty bottles of ink and resin. And the smell of cedar and parchment lingers in the air. Off to one side is a modest kitchen nook, which contains a sturdy countertop built from dark-stained pine. Cast iron pans and kettles hang from hooks above a small cooker. And there is a larder with cured meats, dried herbs, vegetables that has already been delivered. And on top of that, there is a note that says, "Welcome home, Gilly Thornbrush." Signed by Gilly Thornbrush. Tucked behind a sliding door is a simple washroom with a clawfoot tub, a basin, and a mirror. As you head upstairs, there are 3 bedrooms. A narrow stairway leads to the upper floor, where a crooked hallway branches into 3 rooms, 3 bedrooms, and a study. The first bedroom has a wide bed built from a large frame with thick fur blankets and a reinforced window with an iron latch. There are drawers here that contain a few bits of linen and bedding and things like that. Pretty much rudimentary rooms. The second room is painted in soft purple hues, now faded and cracked. The window overlooks the garden. There is a painted mural of a flying owl on the ceiling, and there are 2 beds in this room, 2 small single beds, and then bedroom 3 has a desk against the window with some bookshelves lining the far wall and a wardrobe. This also has 2 single beds, and yeah, there is also a study at the far end of the room, at the far end of the hallway. The study is a room that's full of possibilities. There are scrolls, there are books, there's a dusty table with quills and inks on it and such. Perfect little room for writing, tinkering, or just brooding, staring out of rain-streaked windows. And
What you do?
there is also, in the hallway, there is a pull-down attic, a latch, so you can, as you pull it down, that reveals a attic stairs that lead up into a small attic that has kind of various little kind of dusty old trunks and boxes, and there's nothing valuable or anything. However, one thing that is up there that isn't valuable but definitely needed, there is a barrel of Whistlestone Reserve cider that seems that is unopened.
I found the booze.
From the booze.
Behind the house is a small shed, reinforced but unlocked, and inside there are gardening tools. There's enough firewood in there to last a good couple of weeks. The garden itself shows signs of being tended in secret, perhaps by passing villagers or townsfolk. And then again, there is a narrow cobbled path that leads from the back door right towards the woodshed, and beside the tree in the back garden, there is a bench, a weathered bench that is perfect for sitting out and watching the stars at night.
What's
Sorry.
his name? Secret gardener.
That was a lot of monologuing, but that's a very, very long description of
You
your
love
house.
Oh, that's
you
good.
love it, Dan.
Great.
So,
Anyway,
Not a mansion, but good.
over to you. What do you guys want to do?
Going to run to the room. Gyro, be my buddy.
yeah, I was going to take a hand and we're going to run to the purple
Let's go to the room.
room and just bounce on
On
the
the
beds.
Okay.
Well, they seem busy. I hope you boys don't mind, but I might take the bigger of the two. 3 beds left. I don't think I could fit into the single small ones, particularly.
I feel like if you had a bad night, you would die. So yeah, go for it.
Again.
I had a bad night. What?
A bad night, like bad sleep.
I no.
Well.
Touch and go.
If I'm completely honest, the single bed's pretty big to be fair.
It's true, yes.
Yeah.
Massive.
I suppose it's relative. I suppose that's relative.
Coric immediately starts tinkering like steps to get in for both him and Peanut to get in and out of bed. There you go. Well, you guys are
It's a
home.
rolling step.
You guys are home.
Do we have a little area for Maisie? That's the most important thing.
The shed.
Can we make the shed like her little home? Is the garden big enough to just let her live in the garden?
Let's say
Has
it
the DM
is.
not
You'll have
thought
to.
about this?
You'll
Yeah,
have
I was
to. You'll
gonna
have to
say.
leave the cart kind of like on the curb outside.
The
Right?
driveway.
God.
Yeah.
You
just-
just need to-
Just get a stick and write reserved parking,
Yeah,
like
exactly,
in the mud outside. Yeah.
That's fine.
Just-
Heroes only.
Maisie's a
Yeah.
free. Maisie's a free roam pony now. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's fine. Okay.
She knows what's going on. Okay.
Just
Yeah.
me thinking we've already put a caravan in the back garden.
Like we haven't even spent a night here, and you guys are already doing stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, it's,
Yeah,
our,
that's comfortable.
it's our home.
It's
Obvious.
our house.
So,
We've
what do you want to? Just to clarify, you've been given a home for as long as you need it. You haven't had the deeds or the title to the property.
No,
You've just been
okay.
given a home for now.
Yeah.
But
since we keep the key, it's technically ours, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
She ain't getting this
These are-
back.
oh my god, you saw through my plot points. There's no such things as rogues in this world. Oh no.
No,
Like-
property ownership doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Like,
We've been here for 30 days. We have the rights of a squatter. I want my lawyer.
Gone from heroes to nuisances.
I know, yeah. Later on in the session, right? You guys have a week of downtime. We spent 30 days indoors.
Yeah.
Just
We
claiming our
decorate the
land.
whole room.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah,
a decorate.
yeah,
That's what I
yeah.
do the whole time is
I'm gonna start a fire in the back garden.
Start a fire. I'm gonna build a chicken coop just in
Yeah.
the back garden.
Just
Little
sending letters
homestead.
daily to Eliza Harrowbrook. This is our fucking town now.
Yeah.
neighbours.
Yeah.
Do you like dads?
More resources. yeah.
So you guys are home. What would you be doing this afternoon and evening?
I know this sounds like a nerd thing to do, but I want to check the library. I want to know what kind of books there are and scrolls and stuff, and what things were happening. If I can maybe find some information about the previous owners as well. I want to know about the Phoenix.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Can you go ahead and roll me an investigation check then, as you spend the afternoon kind of skimming through books and parchments and things in the property?
Okay, so I just found that I'm illiterate. That's an actual one.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you spend 3 hours just staring at the crest above the fireplace, just trying to learn as much as you can. Weirdly enough, you get that it is a phoenix.
It's a bird.
Yeah. Hey guys, I think it's some sort of winged beast. Okay, you go ahead and start reading through parchments and books for the afternoon. What's everybody else doing?
Yeril is going to be sort of putting together those sacks of coins, which kind of we're divvying out to say, which are we keeping, which are we giving back to the town, what are we giving back to the town, and who, and things like that, just to sort of organize it. But every now and then, when she doesn't think anyone's really paying attention or everyone else is busy, she's going to be looking out of the front, sort of the curtains, looking out the front window, looking around and inspecting to see if she notices anybody watching.
Okay. Okay, let's go through it a little bit at a time then. So how are you divvying up the coin, first of all?
We got 5 sacks of 250 gold pieces each, wasn't it?
That's right, yes.
So was it we agreed that we're going to do half to the town, half to us. Is that correct?
I mean, I wouldn't say agreed, coerced probably into that.
Agreed. We agreed.
I think, I mean, there is 5 sacks, 5 people.
Unless everyone takes a sack and then it is their prerogative to do what they want with it. I mean, everyone has, we've come a long way. We've all been through a lot. You know, it could seem unfair to take away this opportunity from everybody. If we give each of you the sack of the 250 coins each, and you decide on your own conscience what to do with it. Does that seem fair?
Yeah.
Finally, something we agree with. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna like punch Octopus and be like, yeah.
Ulrich's going to look to the pile of stuff and go, everyone's okay if I have that sword, right?
So for every parent out there who knows what it's like to go to like a theme park and just give their children too much pocket money, and their eyes go, "Oh my god, I've got £1!" Like
this is going to be very dangerous for Peanut and Octavia.
yeah. Peanut immediately walks into, I'd like to buy a gun.
Yeah, that's my whole plan.
What kind of weapon are we talking about?
She's going to come out with a town supply of chickens, and it'll be like,
okay, so you can
buy all of the sugar in the town. That's what's going to happen.
exactly.
I'm gonna have my own bakery.
I was going to say, you're just going to buy a shop. Yeah.
Peanut's story comes to an end.
Okay, so you can all add 250 gold coins to your inventory. If you had, just obviously make sure if you'd already added coins last week that it was only the coins you split from obviously Octavius's divvying up of Varric's coin purse. So yeah, you can all add 250 gold coins to your inventory and then decide what you want to do with that later. Yarrow, you periodically check out the windows and just you peering out. Roll me a perception check, please.
At 19.
19. Okay. You don't see anybody, so you cannot shake the feeling that you are being watched. Now, whether or not that is just your own, you just in your own head, you just can't shake the feeling that you're being watched. You don't see anybody. Even with a 19, you don't see anybody. It could be that there's actually nobody out there, and nobody is watching. However, you just can't shake that thought that they're out there. Somebody's watching.
She's kept hold of the arrow that was in the side. As she pulled out the note, she took the arrow out with it and put it in a get rid of any evidence. She will go outside to the garden, find a quiet corner, and sort of begin building a little
nest?
shrine,
Oh.
altar. No, not a nest.
A nest.
Yep.
How dare you? I'm an indoor bird. How dare you?
Sorry.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I guess I'd build myself a coop and just.
Yeah.
Get Yarrow a mirror with a bell on.
Yeah. She just starts saying, "Who's a pretty girl? Who's a pretty girl?" over and over again. So, she's going to build an altar or a shrine to Serenita as her sort of quiet place for prayer and devotion. But she's also within the altar, she's going to place the arrow almost as a reminder for herself to not get too comfortable, and also as a kind of offering to Sirenita for questions.
Okay.
As to it's a shock to quite a lot, and so she's wanting to prepare herself.
Okay.
But again, trying to do this very casually in front of everybody. Just the cleric preparing a shrine. Nothing to see here. And kind of interwoving the arrow into what she's built in, so it's not too obvious.
Okay. So you're at this point, you're not actually praying, you're not reaching out for answers, nothing like that. You're just going to be.
Not yet. She's just. I think she's just trying to sort of get her head around what's just happened, with the enormity of what's happened with Auric nearly dying, saving the town, and then this. She's just kind of almost on autopilot. She's just like, I just need to go make a little shrine. Ooh, what's this about, kind of thing.
Okay, what does this shrine look like?
The shrine is simply made. It will have been made up of sort of small branches of trees, stones. She will have made it together by ripping elements of her own clothes as a part of herself to add to. And it
kind of sounds like how a nest is made.
Yeah, it's a circle.
No.
I start pulling out my under feathers and padding it.
No.
I'm saying going branches and okay.
But like to make it look like a sort of like an altar, she's tying the ends together. So she's using her clothes as like a rope kind of thing, like to tie bits together.
Okay.
Not to make a little seat and she's gonna
I mean, hey, it's spring. We could just put this down to biology. It's just a natural instinct at this time of year to start nesting.
No, she's not nesting. She's not nesting.
Okay.
It's very simply made. It's meant to be as an offering of what she can make of it.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be gaudy. It doesn't have to be covered in gold and jewels. It just has to be a person's work created for the mistress.
Okay.
And so that's what she's doing.
Perfect.
To make it as pretty as she can.
Okay. Perfect. Coric, Ulrich, Peanuts. Who wants to go next? What are you going to be doing for the afternoon and evening?
You should go.
I imagine Ulrich's is quite simple. I go upstairs, I lie down, I sleep. Like
I sleep for 2 days straight.
Bit of cider, sleep.
Coric's going to be digging through all of the different papers and stuff that we picked up, all the different maps and things that we got, just to sort of get a bit of an idea of what's going on, if there's anything interesting in any of them. His intention will be to eventually hand them over to the town as well, but I think he wants to see what he can pull out of them. And also, he'll want to start refining his arm a little bit, because at the moment it'll all have been a bit quickly cobbled together, getting it working, but he probably wants to sort of optimize it.
Okay, so you are heading into a week of downtime. So from tomorrow morning, we will be talking very top level. You're spending a week doing downtime. What does that look like? What are you doing on these days? How long's that taking? Do any skill checks? This is just for what's happening this evening. So if you want to start the tinkering this evening, that's fine. But to actually, I think if you're going to spend more than just this evening doing it, you know what I mean? So that's absolutely fine. Yeah. Go ahead and make me a tinkerer's check, please. So D20, dexterity and proficiency bonus added to it.
I'm going to use the purple D20.
How nice was that? We got raided. Is anybody still here from that raided channel, by the way? Give us a big thumbs up in the chat if you're still here and are enjoying the session so far.
This was a rubbish roll. I got a 5.
Hey!
You lay the arm on the table in the study and just start throwing your tinker's tools at it, hoping for the best. Nothing happens. If anything, you spend more time picking the tools up and cursing yourself than actually tinkering. No, I joke, I jest, obviously. You spend the best part of an hour or two just trying to tinker, but as you're taking kind of some of the plates off and getting down to the actual mechanical elements of the arm, you are starting to understand quite quickly how intricate this design actually is and how skilled the smith was that made this. You do make a start, but you can't make any real progress in this afternoon or this evening. And given that you've kind of come to this realization, you think, okay, well, this is going to take me the best part of a good couple of days to do this. I'm just going to spend the evening in front of the fire going through all the paperwork. So go ahead and roll me just a general intelligence check, please.
Yep, I'm going to try a different dice. Because that purple dice can go fuck itself.
Dice Geo.
Don't have one of those. I need to get one of those. I did have somebody offer to 3D print me a cook chair.
Yeah.
Which is potentially something I could get for the dice.
For the
Yeah.
Sure,
We all know about the meme, right? We all know about the meme.
Just a quick and important question that's been asked in chat. Joe, is that a new merch, or are we teasing new merch with your t-shirt that you're wearing?
Oh. I mean, if you want it,
Maybe.
we can make it into a thing if people want cheese. I don't know if you can see it properly.
What does the writing say?
It says dice by the sword.
Oh, cool. That would make sense, yeah.
The lighting's kind of shitty here, but it has jelly beans and it has cheese
Hell yeah.
that we could put
So-
on.
Yeah, if you guys want merch, and that's a design that you like, we can do that. Let us know in chat. What did you get, Korik?
Did you say intelligence?
Just a general intelligence check, yeah.
Well, I got a 20 on that dice, and that's 23.
23. Okay. I will come back to you with the information that you can kind of start to piece together. Scramble M says, oh my god, I need it, I'll buy it. Interesting.
Excellent.
Cool.
There we go.
We'll get that up. That's the next piece of merch. Easy. Thank you. Cool. Anything else from you, Korik?
No,
Nope.
not for this evening.
Perfect. Okay, Peanut Ulrich, who wants to go next?
Man, I've been behind Gerald this whole time.
Just watching her make a nest.
I'm literally just sitting behind her, like legs crossed, like with cheese. But in the process, I've like ripped some of the curtains and like took bits of things and like planks of wood and tried to like attempt to build a little bed for cheese.
Okay.
Just behind her, just behind Gerald this whole time.
Have you got proficiency in Tinker's tools or Maker's tools or anything like that?
Nah.
Make me a dexterity check, please.
Okay.
Yo will put her hand on Peanut's shoulder and cast guidance and say, "You got this. I know you can do this. You're doing such a good job."
Thanks. Dexterity, you said?
Mm-hmm. Yes, please.
It's an 18.
Is that with your guidance?
Oh no, guidance is a +4, right?
It's
D4,
yeah.
that's right.
24.
20.
20.
How can it be? You got 18 and you rolled a
19,
D4.
20, 22. I can't count. I have to count with my hands.
Roll a
D. 24.
Even my brain went no.
24, like,
Okay, I didn't do math much.
Okay.
Okay. 22.
Jesus, dude, you work in a bank.
I know. I manage one. How wild is that? Crazy.
Raised
my
interest
God.
rates anywhere.
If your boss watches this, you are going in for a review. Okay, with that, what does this bed look like?
shit. It's
Cool.
horrific.
Fuck me.
It's like the ugliest thing you have ever seen. She has literally went around like the house, like trying to like tear apart like bits of fabric. Went in and like tore little bits of like bedding, like pull like Ulrich's sock off, and like is trying to like make a little like a mini hammock inside this wooden frame for Cheese to sit on. And she's just been like doing this behind Yarrow while she does her creepy shrine. And then when like Yarrow turns around, I'm just sitting there like a little kid in the garden, like making arts and crafts. I'm like, yeah.
No. Don't eat the glue. Don't eat the glue.
Yeah, no. Get that
That's
out your mouth.
sharp.
Get that out your mouth. Sort of like
Okay.
she's just trying to do a shrine, and every now and then just looking over her shoulder, like she's not.
I just keep showing it like a proud like child. I'm like,
doing
Mom,
a great
look.
job. No, it's very good. Oh, Peanut, that's gorgeous. Thank you.
Oh,
She's a lucky little chick.
I sit Cheese in it, and it's like a little hammock that I've made him, and I just start like flicking it, like and letting him like do and swing on
Every
it.
time you sit Cheese on the hammock, it just kind of steps off it and sits down in the box. And you like pick it up and put it back on the hammock, made of
Cheese.
Ulrich's sock, and it
You
just
have
kind of like
been
looks
here.
down, looks up at you, and then just hops off it again.
Cheese, come on, man. This is meant to be a bed for you. I went through so much effort to doing this. Okay, you have to sleep in a bed. You can't sleep in my pocket this whole time.
It reluctantly puts like one foot back on the hammock and just kind of rocks
Come on.
it with one foot.
Kids having kids is terrible.
Yeah. So, Ulrich, what are you going to be doing during your evening and afternoon?
Sockless.
I mean, yeah, so Ulrich would have come in and sort of, after the exploration and everyone's sort of gone off to do their own thing, he would have just sat on the sofa for a little bit, like thrown his hammer and his spear and his shield against the table or something, and just, for a small amount of time, just breathed out and just taken in the fact that there's a home around him again. He's in a place, sort of clenches his hand a little bit and still feels the sting of holding a weapon as hard as he did, and the sort of the feelings of battle. And then Peanut runs by and like tears a bit of fabric off of something while he was on the surface, like, oh, sure, you could, oh, okay. And then
And
it's-
as you look towards the fabric, you kick your feet up onto the sofa and look down and just see one sock's missing, and you're like, fuck.
oh, that's not good. Oh well, never mind. I didn't need it, did I? I have the one pair. Anyway, and then Korik sort of walks in and puts everything in front of him, and as he sort of watches him work, he's like, well, I should do something probably. And going to the kitchen, he's going to open the larder and just start looking through everything and get like bread, dried meats, sausages, cheese, whatever fruit there is.
Yeah.
And just place it on the table with the keg, and then just start getting cups up. And she's like, I don't know if about any of you, but I'm going to sit and enjoy a meal, I think, in this new home. I've put out stuff.
Charcuterie.
I heard that word somewhere, not too... I cannot say it, but it means dried meat and cheese on wood, right?
Yes.
Yeah, charcuterie.
Charcuterie, yeah.
Ah!
Charcuterie.
That was fucking mint, Dan. That was class.
Yes.
That properly tickled me. Thank you. I
It's
needed
okay.
that. I really needed that. That was great. Part of my soul just ignited. That was fucking funny. Charcuterie. That was great.
Charcuterie.
Charcuterie. And as he places sort of cider mugs around, he's going to just sit and take in his friends and take in the moment and just sort of breathe deep the happiness he feels. And very quickly, his eye is just going to look towards the sword of Varric as it sort of rests against the wall, and he just looks to it and just, well, you may have taken me down, but now you are going to serve me well. We're going to fight a lot together. And he's just going to start pulling stuff together and eating and waiting for people to join him.
Cool. While you do that, I'm going to speak to you just directly, Dan. The rest of you are going to be able to hear me speak, but you're not going to be able to... in fact, you're not going to be able to hear what Dan's... You'll hear Dan, but you won't hear me. So can you just bear with me just a moment?
Yes.
As you look over to the sword and address the sword and You let this statement
I can
out.
still hear us, right?
I can.
Yep.
Just be quiet, guys. One sec. I need you to make me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Oh, for God's sake. I'm never picking up anything you put down ever again. Wisdom save.
Yes, please.
Okay. That's an 18.
Okay, cool. No problem. So yeah, Ulrich, you say this to the sword. Cool. Korik is...
Wait, whoa. Do I feel anything? Like,
Nope.
do I, like, at all? So
Nope.
nothing at all?
Nope. You made you safe. Nothing happens.
Really?
Yet.
I hate you so much.
You'll hate me more when you find out I'm just making you roll for nothing to make you shit yourself. No, I'm joking. I am kidding. I'm kidding. There's reasons. Cool. Korik, you begin to leaf through the documents and everything that you found in the Crimson Ledger. We went through this last session, but you just need a refresh on what we went through.
Yeah,
Yeah?
why not?
Okay, 1 second. Just need to scroll to my notes. We're on the side.
So these are to post it for the rest of us as well.
Okay. Jesus Christ.
Uh-huh.
Ugh. Okay. Where is it? Okay, so Crimson Ledger has these key locations and names in it. Lord Thamior Valren, who is a high-ranking elven noble from Viamont. Long thought neutral in magical affairs. Yeah, there's that name. There is Lady Nyxalia Dernhold, who is a widowed aristocrat from the ivory courts of Calethorn. They have been secretly funding weaponized aether research. There is Baron Rurik Blackvein, who is a dwarven industrialist from the city of Stone Hollow, who has been supplying rare minerals and experimental forge tech to the Ironshade Consortium. Magister Celine Veilheart, who is an arcane scholar, who used to be from the Crimson Collegium, however has been exiled. There is note of the Hollow Council, who is a veiled entity, who is only mentioned in certain entries. However, every time that the Hollow Council is mentioned, it is accompanied by a crimson wax seal in the ledger. And then obviously Varric Bloodscale is mentioned repeatedly throughout the book, mainly with notes on things like shipments, personal efficiency, and certain disciplinary measures. And then the other name that's mentioned is Scribe Kellen Bor, who is the ledger's author. And certain notes are annotated in a mix of shorthand, thieves' cant, and and another language that you won't recognize. Locations that are mentioned, obviously the Blackfall Quarry is mentioned as a site of excavation and conflict. There is a place called the Hollow Vaults that is referenced as a testing ground. There is something called Facility Theta R, which is a Ironshade compound, and there is a note that suggests that it is south of the Ebb and Flow River, beneath the shattered spires of Gravemire Ruin. Sable Reach, which is mentioned. Sable Reach is a fortress-like outpost on the border of a war-torn territory. It's mentioned as a staging site, though it doesn't tell you which war-torn territory or where it is, but it does say that it is on the border of a war-torn territory. Ashglass Expanse is a desolate wasteland rich in volatile aether deposits. I'm just thinking about where you guys are from and who would know where that is. Anyway, it's in Blightfall. For those, I don't think anybody is from there, but it is in Blightfall. There is mention of the Silver Shade Manor, which is a ruined estate, which is now operating as a cover location for meetings. There is another place called Project Gloamspire. The code name, it is a code name mentioned throughout the ledger, though it doesn't give much. It gives no location. However, it does have coordinates written in code. And then there is mention of Viamont, which is a the capital of the capital of Duskwind.
Would the coordinates in code make any sense?
You would have to spend some time trying to decipher it.
Okay.
To learn the location, but it doesn't give a location, but there is kind of like a coded jumble that you could make out that you could probably look to try and decipher over time. Though with things like that, you often need a cipher to do that.
Right.
Cool. So that's pretty much what you learn.
Okay. So just as part of my sort of downtime, I'll be kind of converting this into notes that make some kind of sense that I can kind of keep around with me. Basically, that'll be my plan.
Okay, no problem. Cool. Given everything that you've been through over the last few days, you guys spend the rest of your afternoon and evening together in your new place of safety in the Hearthwatch Hall. You pick your rooms, you spend the night drinking the cider, eating food together before heading up to your individual rooms and calling it a night. Is there anything anybody wants to do just before that happens? Because the next section of tonight's session will be the week of downtime.
Yeah. Are you as well?
Okay.
Or?
Me as well, but I'll check you first. After you, my dear.
All right.
My gentleman.
My princess.
Oh. Yeah, as we're going up, and Ulrich sort of splits off to his room. He's just going to pull Yarl aside just quickly as they're sort of at the top of it. I just wanted to say thank you for everything you've done for me since the base of the mine. You've done more than any one person I could have has before, or at least in recent times. I appreciate it a lot.
She's going to put a hand on your shoulder and sort of squeeze it and kind of rub it a little bit and just sort of say thank you for always having my back and for speaking honest and true to me. There are times where I've been clouded and I have been quick to judge, but you have always given me the grace to temper my anger or my judgment and to make me see clearly. It is a rarity to find that in some. I'm grateful for that. It's grateful for your help now and ongoing.
I will always have your back, and I will always be here to give you anything you need along this journey. It is my duty and my honor to serve all of you. So don't worry. And look, I am learning my fire and perhaps learning my rage, but I take your counsel and what you do and how you know how to cut to the core of a person very quickly and cut out all of the meaningless words that a lot of people try to bandy around. We're going to need that. So I have to protect you. I don't think we're getting very far without you.
Well, to protect you too. And I'll always have your back. You have a kind heart. And you have an honest soul. And you see things that aren't always clear to other people. And your counsel is very much important to me. And I hope can temper our flames together.
I think so. I think we will be able to turn them into something truly fierce, something that will change this world. So don't worry. And yes, let's look to the sky together.
Sure.
And I'm going to just, and as he turns to go to his door, he kind of looks a little sheepish and just sort of turns and goes, doesn't look too bad, does it?
Oh, it looks very, very good on you.
Okay.
Very, very strong look on you.
I just don't want to look
lie.
Mom and Dad.
La 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 la.
Get a room.
Oh, I thought they'd gone
Yeah,
to-
got a room.
He's,
I thought they'd gone to sleep.
We can still.
The brandy and the milk just wasn't strong enough.
The walls are very thin.
She's going to, as she's sort of turned, she's just going to come a little bit closer to him, and she's going to put her hand on his cheek and just sort of like just caress his cheek gently and just say, it is another story to tell, and it is a mark of your journey. You should not hide away from it. You should embrace it.
Hmm.
It is a strong start.
I like that. It is the start of what I will be until it ends with all of you. Well, I won't keep you up for much longer, so sleep well.
Yes, sleep well. Good night.
And as he goes to the door, you hear the door creak slightly and then just boom.
Yeah, yeah,
Like the bed
Bed
groans
breaks.
under the weight. It's just like,
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, and then what are you doing then, Yarrow?
She's going to make sure everyone's gone to bed or has gone into their rooms. She's going to quietly make her way outside to her little shrine that she's made, and she's going to pray to her mistress. And it's probably the first time in a long time that she's going to sound angry to her mistress. She's going to say, my mistress, why have you done this to me? Why have you led me down the path to find peace? I have done the bidding you called me to. I have followed the path to reclaim my inner peace, to right the wrongs, to get away from that life. I have found a new family, a good, honest, and true family. We've worked together to get where we are. I have given all I can to them and will continue to do so. Why are you now haunting me with nightmares? Why are they coming for me now? And she's going to pull out her necklace again. And she's going,
I'd like to roll me a religion check as well while you do
she's
this.
going to look at it very, very strongly.
intense gaze.
Yeah. Looking at it menacingly. 23.
As you kneel, hands clenched, breath trembling, the silence itself hangs heavy. Then it seems the world stands still. And though not audible, you hear a voice in your heart that says, "You speak as though you have been forsaken, yet you walk a path few dare to tread. You ask for purpose, I give you trials. You ask for strength, I give you burden. You ask for truth, so I tear the veil from your eyes. You do not serve me with ease, you serve me with fire. The shadows that follow you are not as punishment. They are the weight of the light you carry. You were never promised peace, you were promised meaning. This is not the end of your faith, merely the beginning. Go now as you should, and be at peace."
I still have lessons to learn. And I thank you for your guidance. I thank you for your continued faith in me. I will not let you down. But please, protect Octavius. Protect Korik. Protect Peanut and Cheese. Mistress, protect Korik. They are important to me. They are my future now. I wish nothing to ever come to harm for them, or my soul be forfeit. And she's going to look at her necklace. She's going to kiss it, and then she's going to go back into the house and go to her bed.
Okay.
As you walk past, you don't see, but Peanut has been outside the whole time, watching you.
But just for clarity, as you were praying, Joe messaged me privately and said, "Can Peanut sneak out and hide just to watch what Yeryl's doing?"
It's like when your mum leaves the room, like after she's put you to bed, and you're like, "No, I'm not sleeping yet." And then she when she was like, "No, I can't sleep without you in the room."
So
Does that mean
when
when Yeryl gets back to her room, she sees Peanut's not there?
Mm-hmm. So I asked Joe to roll me a stealth check, and the result of that was higher than your passive perception, and you weren't actively looking. So yes, Peanut is not in the room as you step into the bedroom.
Oops.
She's going to look around the room, maybe under the bed.
As you look,
their bed.
Yeah, as you look under the bed, you see this like kind of misshapen fucking monster, like atrocity, which is Cheese's bed. Just kind of poking out, and you lift up the cover, the blanket on the bed, and just kind of look, and you see Cheese sleeping next to the hammock.
Motherfucker, I spent so long building that. You don't even sleep in it.
But no sign of Peanut whatsoever.
Yeryl's just gonna go and start looking for her.
Okay.
A bit like to check she's where she is.
As you kind of open the door to the other bedroom and the study, and then as you make your way downstairs, you see Peanut. You see Peanut kind of, well, where would you be? Peanut.
I'm in the kitchen.
But you didn't notice Peanut as you walked in from the back garden past the kitchen. But now she's there.
I thought you were asleep. You should go to sleep. What are you doing up this time?
I got really hungry, so I came down to see if we had any cake.
Do we have any cake?
Do we have cake?
Do we have cake?
No.
Okay, I'm
No.
gonna try. I was gonna try and make a cake. And she pulls out like the equivalent to like a mud pie.
Mm.
It literally is just mud in the
Mhm.
shape of a cake. Yeah, I thought, I'm just to look at, because if I look at it and I convince myself that I ate it, like in my head,
Mhm.
then I won't be hungry.
That's a very smart way of doing it. How about tomorrow? We'll take you to the bakery and we'll get you some cakes. Okay.
Okay, and we can get some cookies.
We can get some cookies. We can get all sorts of little pastries and sweet treats. But it's been a very long couple of days. We should get some rest now.
Now march
Yeah.
yourself up those stairs, young lady. And get
Hi.
to bed.
With a little glass of milk.
Get those
she's
teeth
like,
brushed.
she's like, okay.
She's going to walk up with Peanut and she's going to tuck Peanut into bed and sort of sit on the bed with her, and just hold her hand and sort of stroke it very gently and just say, now, I don't want anything bad happening to you, so you need to promise me now something.
What?
I don't want you to look for danger. I want you to work with everybody to make sure that you're always safe. I would not let anything to happen to you, my little Peanut.
I'd be okay. But did you know that I see dead people?
No, you do, sweetie, and that's okay because you don't seem scared of it. That's one of the reasons why I think you're quite sweet in your strange ways. Because what things you come out with sometimes would often terrify people, but you seem to take them in your stride. And I think it's a interesting quality about you. But, I know you're a very brave and heroic dragon. And I know that you have cheese that will always look after you, but I've seen too much in this world to lose another person who I care so very much for, and I just want you to promise me that you'll always be careful.
Okay, I promise that I'll always be careful, but you know that when you die, it's not really the end. So, have you lost someone before that I could maybe, find for you?
Not yet. Maybe another time, but I appreciate you offering.
It's okay.
It's sometimes it can be too soon to want to talk to them again.
Is it a boyfriend? Oh,
But I'll tell you about it sometime. But just you be careful, okay?
okay. And I shouldn't put this on anybody? And she pulls the towel slip. Okay,
No,
I'll put it back.
only. I think you need to keep that for when
Okay.
someone's really, really, really evil.
Okay. Okay. I'll do that. Can you make sure when you go to bed, can you look under the bed and make sure that cheese is in the hammock?
I've checked. Cheese is nice and asleep, so
In the
cheese is all
hammock?
okay. Yes, in the hammock. Yes.
Okay.
And she's gonna get up and go to bed.
Excellent.
Peanut is asleep in like 2 seconds, but she like snores like a man. Like she
Yeah.
snores so much. It's
Daryl's
really
just
loud.
getting 2 pillows and just.
And that draws this day to a close. We'll go and take a quick break here. When we come back, we'll head into a week's worth of downtime. Again, we're going to keep it very surface level. We'll do checks, we'll do rolls, and we'll do the important bits. But we'll come back and do a week's worth of downtime, and then we get to the festival-y party thing at the end of the week. Cool. Right, let's go for a quick break.
Okay.
So if you are watching on the VODs on YouTube, this is the end of part 1. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be back on Thursday for part 2, so make sure if you haven't already, click the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and then on Thursday, when the second half of this session launches, you'll be the first to know. And for those of you watching live, sit tight. Don't worry, we're coming back in about 5-10 minutes. All right, cool. See you then.